Hey guys, this is Coach Alyssa from Isabella Fitness, and I'm going to put you through an ab workout today. All right, so it's going to be ab specific today. We're going to do a 15-minute EMOM. All right, so every minute on the minute. First minute is going to be heel taps. Second minute is going to be toe taps. Minute 3 is going to be flutter kicks. Now today, I want us to try and work for 40 to 45 seconds with these movements. All right, so we're gonna work that long and then try those last 10 to 15 seconds just to transition into the next one, get a little bit of rest. All right, but ideally we're gonna be working hard these 15 minutes, just getting as many reps in of each movement during that time. All right, so for our first movement, let's go over what our heel taps are. All right, so for our heel taps, you're gonna have to come down to the mat or the floor or the carpet. If you have a blanket or anything like that, you can use, especially if you have a hardwood floor, it'd be good to have a softer surface. So yoga mat, blanket, anything like that. For the heel taps, we're gonna come down, all right, laying flat here. We're gonna bring our heels up, not right next to our butt or our hips, but just in a normal kind of position here. All right, for our heel taps, we are gonna take our hand and we're gonna come up, touch our heel here. All right, so we're coming up, we're getting tight, we're almost in a little bit of a crunch here. All right, and then we're gonna tap our heel here, arms are long, tap the other side, tap this side, tap this side. So it's a quick motion. This whole time though, we don't have an arched or rounded back here. Our back is pressing into the floor. We're in this kind of crunch position. Our chest and our belly button are getting close together. All right, we're here, our shoulders are staying up off the floor, and we're tapping heel to heel with our hands. All right, for this one, say you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Maybe you move your heels down a little bit more. Make it a longer stretch on each side. That will make it tougher. If you want to make it easier, move the heels in a little bit. Make it easier to touch and tap each side. All right, so that's going to be our heel taps. The next one we're going to do is called toe taps. All right, we're still going to be in the laying down position. We're going to bring our legs up. All right, from this position. Now if you can and you're flexible enough, you can come up and touch your toes. Again, we're going to be staying in this crunched position, pressing our back into the ground. All right, legs are straight up, nice and long. All right, say you can't reach your toes, right? For me, I can't reach my toes, I'm a little tight. All right, so I'm going to come up, and instead of calling it toe taps, I'm going to hit just my ankle. All right, or any part on your leg that you can reach up to while also getting this crunching position. All right, so shoulders are off the ground, legs are together, and we're reaching up, arms nice and long, come down. Reaching up, come down. Reaching up, come down. So on these, we want to pick a spot on our legs that is challenging. All right, so we don't want to pick a spot that we can easily just tap, 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 right? We want to have to bring our shoulders up and go and move in this small position up and back. All right, so that is our toe taps. Last minute, our third minute is going to be flutter kicks. So for flutter kicks, we're going to lay down flat again. So we're doing our whole workout from the floor today for our core. We're going to bring our hands, planting them face down, all right, palms down. We're gonna bring them behind our hips, all right? So bringing them behind our hips. Then from here, we're gonna bring our legs long, all right? And we're gonna keep them nice, our core tight here, all right? We're pressing down here, keeping our core tight. So our legs are gonna be up a little bit on an angle. Right, and then we're going to make very small flutters with our legs nice and long, tiny flutters, right? So we don't want to have big bicycle kicks here, right? We want to have tiny little flutters, small little flutter kicks. Very intense movement here, so we can come down, rest, and then keep going if we need to. The 40 to 45 seconds for all of these ab movements, especially towards the end of the workout, may catch up. So with these ones, we really want to work as hard as we can, but also take a breather, take a second when we need to, and then hopping right back in. All right, so our workout is going to be a 15-minute EMOM, so we're gonna get through each movement a couple of times. I'm gonna start our clock, and we're going to start with the heel taps. In 3, 2, and 1. See, my shoulders are staying off the ground. And I'm tapping side to side, keeping those arms nice and long. This is about 30 seconds already. I'm going to try to maintain it for another 10. And rest. All right, so during this time, it's transition time, it's rest time. Make sure that your timer is nice and close to you, somewhere that you can see it, to keep track of time. All right, and at the minute mark, I'm going to start right back up with toe taps. 3, 2, 1. Big reach as high as I can, which for me is going to be more like shin taps, ankle taps. Now this one is a tough one for me to maintain, so I'm going to take a second and then hop right back in. So if you need to take a break and then hop back in, do it when you need to. And that is the rest. All right, so for toe taps, they're very intense. So I'm gonna need to break those up a little bit over the rounds, but try to make them short breaks and then jumping back in. All right, setting up for flutter kicks in 3, 2, 1. Whew. Putting my feet down for a second to rest, and then hopping back in. Now these don't have to be fast flutter kicks, they can go nice and slow, or keeping them very small. And that is the rest. All right, so we're gonna do all 3 of these movements for a couple of rounds, and by then we should really be feeling our core. I know after this first round, I am definitely feeling it already, getting nice and warm for the rest of the workout. In 3, 2, 1, back up to heel taps. Taking that 20-second rest, and then getting ready to go back into toe taps. Right, legs long, and 3, 2, 1. Taking a rest, and then I'm going to come back up. and that is 40 seconds. So these are as tough as you make them. All right, so the more you get, the tougher it's probably going to feel on the next round, but it's good to work as hard as you can during that 40 seconds, knowing you'll get a little bit of rest before our next movement. And we're up, flutter kicks. And that is the end of our second set of each movement. All right, we're gonna keep going until that 15-minute mark. 15 minutes in total. In 3, 2, 1, third set of heel taps. So you might notice, like on the heel taps, I'll go straight through. This one, I'm okay with not feeling it as intense, so I'm not gonna necessarily move my feet out any more than they already are, because I know that the next two movements are going to be very challenging. And that is the rest. All right, so this whole time I'm really feeling it in my core here. We shouldn't have any space when we're up behind our back, right? Only when we're resting should it be a natural arch. Once we come up into that crunch position and we're getting ready to work out, all right, then we're nice and tight back to the floor. And we're up at our toe taps. Taking a second, try not to make it a long rest, but hopping back in as soon as you can. Remember, those 40 seconds will pass by fast, so if you are taking a break, take a few seconds, hop back in. Even if you're only gonna do a couple, take another break, a few seconds, hop back in. All right, right into flutter kicks in 3, 2, 1. Now, as we go along, you may feel that you're taking a little bit more breaks during these times. That's okay. All right, as long as we're still working hard and getting back into it. And that is the 40 seconds. Coming up on the 9-minute mark, getting back up into those heel taps. And starting those heel taps. Now I'm going to try to maintain these throughout the whole workout. Try not to have to break here. Should be feeling that twist, shouldn't be having our shoulders on the floor. They should be up. We should be tapping that heel every time. and that is the rest. Feels good to work during that 40 seconds and earning that 20-second rest. All right, I'm gonna get ready to jump into those heel taps. We only have a couple minutes left in the workout. 3, 2, 1. So here, I'm really not moving my legs that much. They should be staying still. It's just my torso that is moving in this small crunch position. And that is the 40 seconds. All right, I'm gonna go into my butterfly, my flutter kicks, should I say. And then we'll be doing one more set of each. 3, 2, 1. Should definitely be feeling this in our lower abdomen. And rest. All in our bottom half here, we should be feeling it here, as well as a little bit higher in our core during these 3 movements. All right, this is gonna be our last set of each, starting now with the heel taps. All right, last set of toe taps coming up. Got about 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. This is me taking a short rest, coming back up. Especially since this is our last set, we should be really pushing it here. Trying to take those short breaks, jumping back in, getting a lot of work done, especially once you know it's the last round. And right now we've only got 30 seconds of work left, setting up for that last set of flutter kicks. In 3, 2, 1. And that is the last 40 seconds. All right, guys, great job today. There's a lot of core work working in that same area. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.